Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, another community is grappling with tragedy. 10 people killed in a Buffalo, New York grocery store, and it's being investigated as a hate crime, but people are determined not to let the act of violence define the area.
It feels like a big family that we all can pull together to get through a tragedy that just happened, and that we still neighborly.
This morning, we are learning the latest about the investigation.
Colorado, of course, is no stranger to these horrific shootings. Now city leaders here want to keep people safe when they shop. The new initiatives for business owners to upgrade security.
And the Avs are back on the ice, gearing up for round 2 of the playoffs. They have been off from games for more than a week.
A little break.
Hopefully they can pick up where they left off. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Hope you got a chance to look up at the night sky yesterday. It was one of 2 lunar eclipses that we were able to see here in Denver. Look how dark the moon was over Observatory Park. The Denver Astronomical Society brought out telescopes and binoculars so that people out there could get a better view. The next eclipse is November 8th. And Lisa, don't look directly at the sun, of course, but we're going to see a nice sun up there today.
Yeah, don't do that. It will be very bright this morning. A very bright moon set, obviously, once that passed. And we're now looking at low to mid 50s early on this morning. Pretty pleasant conditions. You're going to find dry roads, lots of sunshine for the morning drive. Upper 40s to low 50s right now near Commerce City. Thornton currently 50, Centennial 53, 41 in Evergreen. So a little bit chillier, some 30s to low 40s in the foothills. Here's our highs though today. Bailey, Evergreen, Conifer, you're going to see some low to mid 70s. We'll be about 10 degrees warmer here in Denver, more mid to upper 80s covering the northeastern corner of the state. So pretty warm and overall pretty dry. We will be seeing more of a spring-like pattern where we get the morning sunshine and a few late day thunderstorms. We'll take a closer look at that, plus the risk of any severe weather today. Coming up here, Jason, just a few minutes.
It has been way too busy already this morning. We do have a couple of issues to deal with, including to or from the airport, not on Pena Boulevard or E470. That's looking great, but once you get inside DIA, take a look. Troy Rank was out there, our sports expert and Broncos insider, and you can see that right now we have a long line of people waiting right there through the baggage claim. At last check, it was 25 to 35 minutes to get through security at DIA, so another long day there. Take a look at the drive that we have going on to the 6th Avenue commute. Had it closed early this morning between Wadsworth and Sheridan. All lanes are open. It happened about 4:30 this morning. And as we take a look at the camera down here in Larkspur, still looks like the detour is in place on the northbound side. They should have had I-25 open by now, but the detour is still in place on the northbound side. I'll keep an eye on that through the GAP project for you here this morning.
Well, as you're waking up this morning, it is a scene in New York we are unfortunately too familiar with here in Colorado. The FBI is investigating a deadly mass shooting at a grocery store in Buffalo.
It's being called a hate crime, and authorities are looking into the racist and white supremacist motives of the suspect. He's accused of shooting 13 people. 11 of them were black. Here's ABC's M. Wynn.
A community in mourning after authorities say an 18-year-old man drove 3 hours to this Tops-friendly supermarket in Buffalo, New York, to murder innocent people because of the color of their skin.
Active shooter at the Tops. There are still shots being fired.
The horror unfolding Saturday afternoon when police say this suspect, 18-year-old Peyton Gendron, live-streamed the massacre, firing about 50 shots, killing 10 people, all black victims.
This is an absolute racist hate crime. This is someone who has hate in their heart, soul, and mind.
Among the victims, the hero security guard, retired Buffalo police officer Aaron Salter, who reportedly landed several gunshots on the suspect but didn't stop him because of the body armor the shooter was wearing. Salter is credited for saving lives before he was shot and killed by the gunman. 77-year-old Pearl Young, who ran a local food pantry, also killed. Her younger sister praying for everyone involved.
I pray she had no pain, that it happened so quick and she was gone like that. And I also pray for that young man.
Now, investigators are scoring Gendron's past in social media, telling ABC News that less than a year ago, he was taken into custody after writing a paper referencing committing murder-suicide. No charges were ever filed. Former classmates saying,
"He just gave me a weird feeling in my stomach."
The semi-automatic rifle used in the attack bought from Vintage Firearms not far from Gendron's home. The owner saying he legally sold it to the teen.
Gendron is now held without bail, charged with first-degree murder. Federal hate crimes are also on the table, according to authorities. Meanwhile, President Biden is set to visit Buffalo tomorrow to meet with victims and their families. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, in California, one person has died and 4 others hurt after a shooting at a church. It happened Sunday in Laguna Woods, just south of Los Angeles. Police arrested one person and they're working to see if he has any connections to the church or the victims.
Back here in Colorado, Aurora leaders are launching a program to keep people safe when they visit local businesses. Denver 7's Christian Lopez is here with details on a grant, and applications go live today, Christian.
They do, and this program focuses on reducing crime all throughout the city. So starting today, eligible businesses, nonprofits, and community groups can apply to get a $10,000 grant, and this money would be used to purchase things like lights, alarms, security cameras, or any other security features. And this money is coming from funds that the city got during the pandemic. It's all part of the Aurora Safety and Security Grant Program. It's a $3 million program available citywide, but there are $500,000 set aside specifically for businesses near East Colfax. Sarah Erks, who owns the Bong Shop, says that she plans to apply.
I believe we will be trying to get some help with the security. And beyond that, we're just taking other precautions in here. We don't leave cash in our store at night. We no longer leave vape pens in our store at night because it's an easy grab. We have to remove stuff and put it in safes now, and it all takes more time, but we're trying to protect our assets.
There have been a lot of break-ins, and so we are trying to find a way to help these small businesses kind of deter thefts in their areas.
And we have information on how to apply for this grant program on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Aurora is also developing a plan to reduce youth violence. It's been in the works for several months now, but tonight council will discuss a few changes, including taking into account how risk factors like drugs will be addressed by program leaders. They'll also discuss funding. $500,000 is budgeted for services, and 30 partner agencies have applied to get some of that money. Denver City Council, meanwhile, will discuss a change to propose concealed carry restrictions. A bill they're considering would include parks and city buildings, but council members Candy Tabaka says she plans to add an amendment to have parks taken out of the legislation. The concealed carry restrictions used to be in place in Denver, but were repealed by changes to state law.
The Avalanche finally open their second round playoff series tomorrow night against the St. Louis Blues. It's been a long waiting game. Games 1 and 2 will be at Ball Arena. The team finally went back to practice yesterday. They haven't played a game in 8 days.
Playoffs are the funnest time of year to play. And, especially playing at home here in front of the crowd was so fun in the first round that we're really looking forward to getting started again here.
We want to get going here. Obviously, you don't want too long of a break, but at the same time, you just have to do the right things and make sure that you're not losing that touch that we had every other day in the first round.
Yeah, keep the intensity up. The puck drops Tuesday night at 7:30 at Ball Arena. Meanwhile, the DU men's hockey team received a special shout out from the Rockies. The team showed off their trophy to manager Bud Black at Coors Field over the weekend. Pioneers won their 9th national championship earlier this year. And hopefully the Avs can follow suit by hoisting the Stanley Cup. Lisa?
No pressure at all. Now it's just about 5:10. It's going to be a pretty mild start to our morning. Clear skies, lots of sunshine. We're going to hit highs this afternoon in the mid to upper 80s, near 90 degrees in fact. So some pretty summer-like conditions, but we'll get some spring-like storms this afternoon. We'll take a closer look at the timing of that and what we could see with a few of these storms coming up.
We have a huge problem up to the north side of town. latest crash southbound I-25 between 120th and 104th. You can see the large emergency response at one time. For the last 5 minutes or so, all traffic was halted and just not moving through here. They're allowing one lane of traffic. I wouldn't be surprised if we close down I-25 at 120th, allow some of this traffic that's trapped in there to get through there, and then have this area open or closed down so they can try to open up lanes later. We'll keep you posted, of course, on this southbound between 120th and 104th.
There's no end in sight right now to a nationwide baby formula shortage, but the Better Business Bureau has some suggestions if you need formula now. Plus,
I'm John Matarese. The home rental scam strikes again. So many people being lured in by pictures of beautiful homes that are not really for rent, but you need to watch for. Coming up.